All right. Welcome to valuationpodcast.com, a podcast and video series about all things related to business and valuation. My name is Melissa Gragg, and I'm a financial mediator and business valuation expert located in St. Louis. But today I'm speaking to Austin LaRoche. He's located in LA, Los Angeles, California, where we probably all want to be. But he's actually the CEO of a global full service marketing agency called ATAK Interactive. And he's the creator of the M2S process, which is marketing to sales framework for business to business growth. So today we're actually talking about data-driven stories or unlocking value through storytelling. And although you may think that this is a little bit more of a fluffy type of conversation, this is very much in the weeds of science, of data, of understanding stories, of branding, of marketing, of all these things that you probably want to start doing a little bit more of, but you're getting distracted by AI and you're thinking that it just as easy as sending a chat bot out to do your work. So welcome, Austin. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me, Melissa.
You know, if we don't have the structure in place,
Mhm.
and if you don't have the way to take on some of these, is it even worthwhile endeavor? Like, where should I be really focused? And, you know, in some capacities, like if I want to present, like I'm presenting about settlement offers, okay? And so I'm
Okay.
showing people like the property statement, the assets and the debts, and and already I'm like, this is so freaking easy, right? And everybody around me is like, this is so freaking hard.
Mhm.
Like, this is really hard to understand. So how do we take some of our knowledge, and it's not a 60-second snippet, right? I
Mhm.
can't explain assets, and I can't even explain what an asset is in 60 seconds very easily. So, what are some better ways of communicating some of these complex things? And how should I put it out on social media? You know, like, is anybody willing to watch a 20-minute segment or an intro course on this? Or where do you think people are really buying and consuming information?
I think that's a great question. I was very flattered a couple of weeks ago. One of my all-time favorite employees, who's moved on, she sent me this article that said, "This reminds me of you," and it was about. It was like, "Are you a simplifier or are you a complicator?" And I was like, "Oh,
Oh,
that's nice because I know I'm a simplifier. I need things dumbed down. I've got massive ADHD, and if you get a little too far in the weeds, I'm out. Um,
right.
so one of the things that I always notice that I think works for companies is they're able to talk about impact and intent, and then use that data to support the impact and the intent. Right. So you want this. You want this is your version of the promised land. If you want this, these numbers show you how you get there. Okay. And so when you're setting things up through the desires of the target market and then showing how the data, works, and what you're going to notice is you're only going to have a handful of people who are like, oh, I get it. I see the path. The other people are just going to go, well, I want that. And she's talking really confidently. So it sounds like she knows how to deliver that. And so if you keep bringing things back to the intent and the impact and the goal and painting that picture of where that audience member wants to be, then you can have those complex things support it, but also not in a way that overwhelms, right? It's like we've all seen presentations where somebody's got 4 paragraphs up there and you're like, I'm not listening to a word they say. I'm just reading that paragraph. Whereas you'll see somebody with a presentation and maybe there's 3 sentences, and then you're recording it because you're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I got to make sure I get all the details too. And then so you just got to meet people where they're at. But I think you have to attract them by continually go back to the world they want to live in and establishing your ability to help them get there.